Okay, here we go. Thank you.
June 13th, Lily Tomlin is at the Sangamon Auditorium in Springfield, but before she steps on stage, June 13th, she's with us. Welcome.
Thank you, Scott. Glad to be here.
Lily, what do you put on your income tax form when it says profession?
Fool, I guess.
I mean, movie star, TV star, stand-up comedian. How do you classify?
Megastar.
Megastar.
That would be good, Scott. Mega fool.
How do you
Which one?
classify yourself?
I have no idea whatsoever, and it gets less and less sure as I continue.
You just walked off stage,
Yeah.
entertained for a couple of hours here?
Yeah.
Do you ever, after all this time, before you go on stage, say, I wonder if they're going to laugh tonight?
Oh, I wondered every night, every time I go on stage. I mean, you want it to be, I mean, you have a certain amount of technique or you have a certain amount of track assurance, but you can never know for sure. Never know for sure.
And what is it about those characters? Laugh-In went off the air almost 40 years ago. But the characters, the telephone operator, Edith Ann, they live on.
Yeah, if you keep them, any character can live on if you keep them, if they're culturally relevant. You know, like Ernestine works at a healthcare insurance corp now, but she's had lots of great jobs since the divestiture. During the whole Bush administration, she had a reality-based webcast chat show.
Really?
You know, called Ernestine Calls You on it, and you better have an answer. And she could call President Bush or, you know, Secretary Rumsfeld or Dick Cheney or Condi or anybody in the administration. She could even call, Saddam Hussein,
wow.
Kim Jong-il, whoever was in the news at that moment. And she could get them all on the internet together talking.
You have those characters, they've lasted all this time, but they're still timely, still coming on today's.
They can be, sure. They can be if you work at it a little.
You're going to bring them to Springfield, June 13th. What else can we expect from Lily Tomlin? An evening with Lily Tomlin.
Yeah, and I'll talk about Springfield and a little bit and about Washington. Not a lot, enough to... I've never been one to do, topical political jokes. I was much more interested in the social issues and how human beings were being affected, and not just to ridicule, well-known politicians, although they usually deserve it. But I was more interested in the humans and what they were doing and how they were faring. And in fact, when people in the old days, when I first started out, and all the comics, the stand-up comics were like the old guys who would say, take my wife, please, and stuff like that, or my mother-in-law, this and that. And I always used to say, I'd rather be the mother-in-law. I wish I could show them who the mother-in-law is,
I'm a big Lily Tomlin fan. These are some items from my collection here. We're gonna go back through memory lane here a little bit. There's Edith Ann, and you see where I bought that record?
Pennies.
I don't even think they sell records anymore at Pennies.
Probably not. That's great. Those old This is 72 and this is 71.
And there she is. And how many times a day does somebody come up and say? And I've been waiting all this time to say this. I've been waiting a lot of years to say one ringy dingy.
Right.
Two ringy dingies.
They still do it. Yeah, they still
every day.
Snort.
You have to put up with it.
If I'm out and about, yes, and I also get a lot of raspberries too, and people still say things to me like, oh gosh, my mom used to, put me and my sister to bed at night, and she'd do Edith Ann, and I grew up on it, or I did it in the Miss Junior America contest or something, and I won in Omaha, and so it was great stuff like that. Totally.
What is it like when you go to the newsstand in 1977,
right,
and you see yourself on Time magazine?
Well, it doesn't really have a lot of reality. I was just about to open on Broadway the first time when that magazine cover came out, and I went out of rehearsal and I saw it on the stands, and I thought, well, I don't know for sure that I'm on the cover of Time. This could be like, my friends could have made up a bunch of covers, because I was so busy in the theater that I rarely got outside, and I thought they could just fill the stand with these pictures, and I wouldn't know the difference. I think I wouldn't know if I was on the cover or not. So it was really, and then next week they have a new person. It's very short-lived.
I'll tell you, well, your career has not been.
No, I've had a long career, it's true.
And
I've enjoyed it, and I enjoy, then when I see people like you, and you're pretty young, you're a lot younger than I am.
well, I'll tell
And you have those old albums, and it's sweet, thank you.
and you know, when I was a little kid watching Laugh In,
Yeah,
and just all through the years, cheered on Lily Tomlin.
thank you, thank
In
you.
one of my all-time favorite movies with one of my all-time favorite people, Dolly Parton, 9
Oh,
to 5.
gosh, yes, of course, I mean, wouldn't that have been terrible? I turned that movie down at first.
Oh, wow.
Because I was busy shooting another movie, and I said, I'll never be able to get ready and everything, and then Jane Fonda called me, and I said, oh, it would be terrible if I turned this down. Would I regret that the rest of my life? I would have, because they became such great friends, and it was such a fun movie, and it was such a hit, and it's really iconic,
Really is.
So I'm awfully pleased that I was in it.
You used to do a bit about the news, of which we're on right now, where
Yes.
when they would get a good story, they would make it last, they'd stretch it out over a series so to make you tune in
Yes.
for the rest of the week. You remember that?
Well, yeah, Edith Ann used to talk about that too, about how
The thing that I need to know, they will not know. Say, stay tuned because we are going to give you news at 11 about how to be safe at the 7-Eleven store. And then I watch on Monday, I watch on Tuesday, I watch on Wednesday, and then by the time Friday comes, I forgot to watch, and that's when they tell you what the secret is. And I could go into the 7-Eleven and I could get shot by a burglar, and I would never know what the way was to keep safe, and that's the truth.
And that was the bit. And you know what? Since this is such a great piece, you know what we're going to do? We're going to make them tune in
you're going to show it on.
tomorrow, the rest of the week, to see the rest of our conversation
All right, well,
with the great Lily Tomlin.
thank you, Scott. Thank you a lot.
Really
My
a
great
pleasure. Really a
Thank you.
pleasure. And that's the truth. A legend.
That's awesome.
Thank you, Lily. Could you sign my
came all the
time?
way to do this. You're just too adorable.
Well,